Whether you know this or not, the Nintendo Wii U is my favorite gaming console of all time. You might think that's weird. I call it nostalgia, and I call it that console had a lot of personality. But there's also games for that gaming console. Can you believe it, my friends? And I have selected my top 5 Wii U games of all time. Now, I must say, my friends, I have made a top 5 Nintendo Switch game video. I don't think, out of all of my Switch games, Wii games, there will be a harder top 5 to pick than what I have selected here. I took like 20 minutes, 20 minutes is not a long time, but to pick my top 5 Wii U games out of like 20 that I have, 20 minutes took a little longer than I thought it would. I have my top 5 Wii U games here, and I am going through them, talking about them, and how I made this top 5 list. It's gonna be something, all right? It's going to be something, and I am going to put these over here, and I'm gonna take them one by one and tell you what my top 5 Wii U games are. And we start with the first one. I actually, you know what? I didn't put these in order from 1 to 5, but I think I know the order. Yeah, I think I know the order. Okay, got it. Our first game, so this is number 5. We're going from 5 to 1, 1 being the best. Our first game that has made it into the top 5 Wii U games of all time, for me personally, is one that you would never expect to be in the top 5, and that is Wii Party U. Now, Wii Party U is kind of a mind boggler. Let me go ahead and zoom in for a good viewer experience. Wii Party U is going to be the game that you see in this top 5, and you're gonna be like, Max, why is this in your top 5? So I was actually thinking of putting Nintendo Land at the number 5 position instead of Wii Party U. And I can go ahead and say this totally clear. Nintendo Land is a better game than Wii Party U. I think anyone who has played those games can say that, right? I can say Nintendo Land is a better game than Wii Party U. But when you're making a top 5 list, it's not about the top 5 best Wii U games. It's my top 5 favorite, and I'm a bit of a weird guy. So Wii Party U, I put here because I have so many memories with this game. So back in the Wii U era, in its prime time, my grandma had a Wii U. Believe it or not, like when we would go to her house, we would just play Wii U. I mean, we wouldn't just do that. We would say hello to the grandma. We would hang out, but other times we would play the Wii U. And we had a few games. We had Mario Bros. U, we had Wii Party U, and a few others, right? Wii Party U. We probably spent a total of 30 hours playing together. 30 hours back then was a lot for us, okay? That was a lot. Now people have like thousands of hours in certain games. 30 back then was a whole lot. And Wii Party U had these crazy fun gamepad game modes, button smashers, the feed me game, the hide and seek game. It had so many fun Wii U made games, and it was so fun for us. Even the TV party stuff, we mostly played like the Name That Face and like all these party mode games, but the TV party and the gamepad party, everything was just so nice and fun with the Wii U. How could you hate it? Wii Party U makes it into my top 5 Wii U games of all time. I have, of course, the disc. What's funny now is I actually own 2 copies of the game because my grandma had one and my family had one, like separate. And this game is kind of expensive now. It's like $60. Not crazy expensive, but like more than the average Wii U game nowadays would cost. So a tiny bit rare, not really, but tiny bit. And yeah, I actually own the Wii U that we would play the game on. I own my grandma's Wii U now because, long story short, it didn't stay on that house for very long, so now I own that Wii U. Cool beans. All right. I have the other 4 Wii U games. Yeah, once again, I forgot to put them in order, but I know the next game, I can make up the order pretty quick. Not make it up, but like, I can decide it. I know what I like and what I don't like. And my fourth position Wii U game that I have here is Super Mario Maker. Super Mario Maker, of course, simple game, yet complex. It's simple yet complex. It's simple in the concept that you make your own Mario level. So when I was playing Mario Maker, when this game came out, I was, believe it or not, some people would like to not believe it, I was 9 years old. It was a jolly time. And when I would play Mario Maker, I would have the most fun out of, I shouldn't say any game on the Wii U, but like most games. I could sit and play Mario Maker for hours on end. Now, I actually went back recently and looked at the older levels that I made when I was 9 and 10 and over all the years. I made some funny levels, dude. And what was funny about it, looking back on it, I couldn't spell for my life. I would write parkour, and it would be like P-A-R-C-O-O-R. Like that's not how you spell that. So that was funny for me. That doesn't make it a top 5 game. But what makes it a top 5 game is just how much fun I had with it back then. Like, I never really had this desire to make my own Mario level, but when this came out, I found that desire. I was like, whoa, I want to play it so bad. So we bought the game on launch day, me and my family, and I went home and I played it for hours. And like, I can vividly remember me being, if I was 8 or 9 years old, that would have been like third grade or so, just playing that game for every day for a week straight, which sounds normal if you're obsessed with a brand new game. But like, I would jump around from Mario Maker to, was Splatoon out at that time? Was Splatoon out when Mario Maker came out? Splatoon might have been out. I would jump to Splatoon. I would play a few different Wii U games. Mario Maker was the game for hours after school over a week straight. Like, I was obsessed for a little while. Mario Maker is a fantastic, and the whole amiibo support, I was into that too. I had amiibo back then, so I would use it. Mario Maker, man, you can't beat it. Back in 2015 it came out, I believe. 2015. Can I see if that's right? Yeah, I know years. 2015, that game came out. It was totally peak. But our next game here is one that I have quite a tale with, okay? And that is Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. Now, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. Let me tell you the story before I get into the game itself. So, I one day went to GameStop. Must have also been in 2014. This came out when? 2014, yeah? 2013, 14? 2014. So yeah, this must have been like summer 2014 or so. I was at GameStop. This game just came out. I don't know if the copy that I was looking at was pre-owned or brand new, but whatever I was looking at, it was Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. Once again, not sure if it was new or pre-owned. It was $40 on the GameStop shelf. Me being 8 years old, whatever age I was like, Dad, can I please get it? Because I didn't, have a whole lot of money back then to buy my own games. Of course, I am 8 years old. And he said no. Understandably so. Not every dad is going to buy you a $40 game from GameStop, right? It doesn't always happen. So I was upset, as any 8-year-old might be. I got no games that day from GameStop. Walked home empty-handed. And so I would always think about Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, and I would like look at it on the eShop like, oh man, one day I'm gonna own it. And so, long story short, I don't know if I ended up asking for it for Christmas. I kind of forget. It's kind of foggy, but I got the game for Christmas 2014. I got Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, and when I opened it up, I couldn't be more excited. That's probably like top 10 Christmas gifts of all time. Like, looking back on how I reacted to certain Christmas gifts, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker was probably like top 10 all time. And I remember my dad saying, you've been looking forward to that one when I opened it up. And so the game itself, I own it on Wii U, and I also own it on Switch. I beat the game like 3 times in my entire life. Phenomenal, okay? I didn't know that I needed a game like this. A game that's a puzzle game. How would you explain it? It's like on a little square island and you have to figure things out. I like how it's not too complex, but it's challenging at the same time. And I just love Toad himself. He's appealing to 8-year-old kids back then. That was me. And I like the gamepad touch support. And on the Wii U version, you can like blow into the gamepad and do things. It was just like mind-boggling for me. at 8 years old. So Captain Toad Treasure Tracker will always live in my heart. See, like, once again, if you were to rank best Wii U games, spoiler alert, Mario Kart 8 is not in my list here. You go on what you liked back then. You go on the games that really did it for you back then. You can't always just go on the best quality Wii U games. That's not what I'm here for. But Captain Toad is at number 3. Now our next game, I have so much to say. I have so many stories about this one. Splatoon. Splatoon 1 is my second favorite Wii U game of all time. I've told this story tons of times across many platforms, my main channel, my podcast, this channel. I've told this story a bunch of times, but I will tell it here for anyone who does not know. So, when Splatoon was coming out, funny enough, back in the day, I never really knew when new games would come out unless I saw a trailer for it on Disney Channel, okay? If it wasn't there, I didn't know about it. For example, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker might have been on Disney Channel, but I don't remember it being on there, so I didn't know that game existed until I went to GameStop. Splatoon, though, was on Disney Channel. For whatever reason, it was showing up on there, I believe, and so I knew that this game existed. I heard it was like Nintendo's shooter game, and back then I couldn't play Call of Duty or nothing, so kind of intrigued me. And I think I did some research on it on my little laptop that I had. And long story short, before the game came out, I was all into, like, when I heard that it was a Turf War game, I would play Turf War, I think on Mineplex, or like that minigame Minecraft server. I would play Turf War, just like, man, this is what Splatoon's gonna be like. It wasn't really like that at all. Same concept, ink the most floor, but wasn't really the same thing. And so I was so hyped for Splatoon. I was playing Minecraft Turf Wars. It was phenomenal. And I don't know how it happened or how it went down. My dad didn't buy me the Captain Toad game, but he bought me Splatoon. So we pre-ordered Splatoon on my dad's Amazon account. And funny story, I think this game came out, must have been like May or June. I'm kind of foggy. I think it was May 2015 or somewhere in that range, right? My family went on a vacation. Not sure if it was spring break, summer, I don't really know. We went on vacation the same day that Splatoon came out, when it was going to be delivered to my home. And I wasn't upset that I couldn't play it on launch day, but I was like, just like, oh my gosh, I need to get home so I can play it. Oh man. So it was on my front doorstep the entire time on launch day, and I'm out of town. I'm on vacation. So I was like just dying to play. And so, man, I know this vividly. So I got home. Hold on. I went to Target on vacation, and my brother was like, wait, if Splatoon released, isn't Splatoon in this Target? And I was like, man, because like just seeing it right in front of you, but you can't play it is something. So we didn't actually go and look at Splatoon on the shelves, but like just knowing that it was in that Target that day kills me. And I'd asked my dad, can we buy it for whatever reason? Can we buy Splatoon now? And he was like, no, we have it on the front doorstep at home. So, it was stupid of me, but like being 8 or whatever, I was like, can we get it now? We didn't, of course. Went home, it was on the front doorstep, unpacked from vacation, and booted up Splatoon on the Wii U. That became, it became my second favorite Wii U game, but like for a while when I was playing it, that was like my favorite Wii U game for months. I didn't play it every day for months, but it was like, man, I really love that game. So I went on to buy some amiibo for it. I bought the blue Inkling amiibo boy. I bought the orange Inkling girl amiibo, and I bought the green hair Inkling girl. I think she does the exact same thing, so I'm not sure why I bought her. I wish I owned the orange squid, or was it orange? The squid amiibo. It might have been like a neon green, I forget. Yeah, it was neon green. I wish I owned that amiibo, but regardless, I beat the story mode when I was a kid. I have this other vivid memory, last thing I'll say, and I've said it before. This was a ritual. I would go to school, come back home. My dad would make me these like pretzel dogs. It was like a little hot dog and a pretzel, and I would take those down to my basement and play Splatoon on the Wii U. And I mean, that's probably why my gamepad is so greasy nowadays. But that was like peak life for me. Peak life. Getting my little pretzel dogs and playing Splatoon on the Wii U, and then watching some YouTube on the Wii U afterwards. Take me back, dude. But Splatoon, I still play to this day on the Pretendo network. So, gotta love Splatoon 1. And Splatoon, I've loved ever since. Splatoon 2, Splatoon 3. I love it all. And my final favorite Wii U game, my favorite Wii U game of all time, Super Mario 3D World. Fun fact, this was the first ever Wii U game that I owned. So when my family got a Wii U, we got a Wii U in what must have been 2013 Christmas, I believe. We got a Wii U, and it came bundled in with New Super Mario Bros. U. So maybe that was the first Wii U game that I owned, but that same Christmas, I opened up Super Mario 3D World. And I had never heard of the game. Back in 2013, I was, what, 7? I never heard of this game. I didn't know it existed. So I opened up Super Mario 3D World, and I played it on Christmas Day. I was the first one in our family to create a me and make a user on the Wii U and play Mario 3D World. And it was another one of those things. When you get new hardware, say like when the Switch 2 comes out, whatever that's going to be, I think a lot of us are going to be playing it like day after day after day after day after day. When you get your hands on the newest 3D Mario game, that's a game that you play every single day. Similar to like Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Like when that game came out, you're playing it every single day. That was Mario 3D World for me. Mario 3D World, it was winter break. You're waking up and you're playing that every single day. And I'm not sure when I beat it or you know, whatever. I'm not sure when that was, but I know I really loved 3D World. And to this day, the reason why it's top 1 Wii U games of all time, this is my favorite Mario game of all time. Favorite Mario game of all time. Super Mario 3D World. I bought it on Switch and I enjoyed it on the Switch. Something else that makes this my favorite Wii U game is the soundtrack. The soundtrack is insane. If you search up the Super Mario 3D World Getting Ready theme, that theme would play when you boot up the game on the Wii U. It's now just so nostalgic. It's not even funny. It's so nostalgic. So everything about Super Mario 3D World, you know, I had played Mario Bros. Wii. So to see that in 3D, amazing. 3D World will forever hold a special place in my heart. But my friends, that is my top 5 Wii U games of all time. I do want to give a few honorable mentions, though. Honorable mention to, of course, Mario Kart 8, phenomenal Wii U game. Honorable mention to Nintendo Land, and one more. Honorable mention to Mario and Sonic at the Rio 2016 Olympic Games. Picking these top 5 weren't easy, and those 3 games that I mentioned would make the top 8. So, can I give one more? Honorable mention, as stupid as it sounds, to Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival. Thank you for making my 8th or 9th birthday special. Thank you to Amiibo Festival. With that said, that is my top 5. Let me know your top 5 or your favorite Wii U game. Whatever knowledge you have to share, let me know in the comments, and I will see you all in the next video. If you want to see more of this kind of stuff, look at my channel. There's so much of it. I'll see you all soon. Adios.